This is Victor Conti here for all you elite athletes and others that are looking for a great night's sleep and accelerating healing and tissue repair. ZMA5, sweet dreams.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the MGM at the Kaw Theater. I'm Christina Poncher, joined by Mr. Bob Arum. We are at the Top Rank Fall Lineup Press Conference. Let's get started right away. First up, on October 18th, Top Rank heads to Philadelphia for an amazing card on ESPN featuring champion versus champion in the light heavyweight division. It's a unification bout that is a highly anticipated showdown between these two fighters right here. Please welcome IBF champion Artur Beterbiev and WBC champion Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Yes, give it up. Yes, thank you. Next up, Top Rank heads out west to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, October 26th for a World Featherweight Championship on ESPN+, where these two fighters will battle it out in the desert for the vacant WBO strap. Please welcome Shakur Stevenson and Joet Gonzalez. Switch sides. Switch sides. Staying out west on November 2nd from the Battlegrounds, now known as the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California, and live on ESPN, Top Rank brings you a banger in the super featherweight division. Let's bring out the fighters now, the champion Miguel Berchelt and the challenger Stephenson Sosa. And finally, on Saturday, November 9th, on ESPN+, Top Rank heads up to Northern California, Fresno to be exact, for another 130-pound World Championship fight. Please help me to welcome WBO champ Jamel Herring and the mandatory challenger Lamont Roach Jr. Before we get to the media to open up the floor and to ask some questions, I'm going to start with you, Bob. A lot of belts up here and a lot of great talent. What are your thoughts on our upcoming fall schedule?
Well, first I want to say that thanks to ESPN, we're able to lay out a schedule like every major sport does. These are the 4 events that we will be presenting during the months of October October and November. And they're 4 tremendous events. This is just the major fight, the feature fight of each of these cards. The rest of the cards are all loaded with great talent. And I am so delighted to be surrounded by all of these great fighters. As you see them up here, you know that every fight will be highly contested, great for the fans, great for ESPN, and great for the fighters. So I want to thank everybody for coming today and turn it over to Christina.
And in turn, I'm going to turn it over to media that we have in attendance. This is an open forum for you to ask your questions to the fighters. We've staged microphones on both sides here, so if you could please step up to the microphone and state your name. It's a little bit hard for us to see you up here. If you have a question to ask of any of the champions or challengers up here on the stage, please feel free to do so. While you guys are getting situated, I'll get started with asking questions to, we'll go by chronological order of date. So I will start with Artur Beterbiev. Artur, this unification fight for you, why was it so important for this fight to happen right now for you in your career?
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. And, you know, in real life, there is only one champion. not 4 champions, only 1. That's it.
And that's it. I will open the floor to you, sir.
Question for Jamel. You tweeted a couple of days ago that a lot of champions, say they'll take on anyone until there's another champion wants to fight them. How important is it to you to fight the #1 contender in your first defense?
Hold on, can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
How important is it to you to fight a #1 contender in this first defense?
Like I said, I don't even really know how to answer that. I just know, like I said, I'm here to fight the best. Obviously, I personally know Lamont's the #1 contender, and my main focus right now is just to focus on this fight, of course. But the truth be told, we all know that I want to fight the man to my left. I made that very vocal over this whole summer. But like I said, at the end of the day, I got to take care of business first, and then, we can start looking at other champions as well.
Thank you, Jamel. I'll continue now with Artur's opponent here, the WBC champ, Alexander Gvozdyk. And Alex, we talked in the lead up to this fight. You did something a little bit different with your training camp. Instead of Oxnard, you've been training this entire camp in Philadelphia. Why was that important for you and Teddy to stay there for the entirety of your training camp?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I think it's important, for these 2 months, we're going to get used for environment over there. But because we're going to fight in Philly, it's a little bit of difference with the time zone. So we just decided to do camp over there to feel comfortable, more comfortable.
There's some history between you guys. I know you lost to him in the amateurs. Is that behind you, or does this feel like a little bit of revenge now that you guys are having a quote-unquote rematch as professionals?
No, it's not bothering me. It was 10 years ago, and I have no excuses for that. This time, that time he was just better, but right now it's 10 years later. We are both different fighters, so we will see what's going to happen right now.
Yeah, the fans are very, very excited about this fight. It's a unification fight happening at the right time in boxing and the right time for both of these fighters at the peak of their careers. Bob?
The fight, which I believe is going to be a candidate for Fight of the Year, this light heavyweight unification, will be held in the great city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Temple University. Now you ask, why Philadelphia? Because those of you who remember years back, Philadelphia was a cradle for great light heavyweights. And we're going to be showing in the course of the promotion some footage from Mike Rossman, who is a Philadelphian and won the light heavyweight title from the great Victor Galindez in New Orleans on the Ali Spinks card. And then 2 fights from a great Philadelphia fighter, Matthew Franklin, also known as Matthew Saad Muhammad. His fight with Marvin Johnson in Indiana, one of the greatest fights you've ever seen. You're going to see it again. And Matthew Franklin against Yaki Lopez, another great fight. We'll be showing footage of that.
Let's move on to October 26th. We have a fight that I think a lot of boxing fans are excited to see for the vacant title between Shakur Stevenson and Joet Gonzalez. And Shakur, I'll start with you. I know that ever since you were a kid dreaming about fighting for a world title, the opportunity is just a few weeks away. Your thoughts on finally getting a chance to fight for that belt?
I'm locked in on my fight October 26th. I'm fighting a tough fighter. He's a decent fighter, and I'm going to make him look like a F fighter. So I can't wait to fight him. And just personal.
Why is it personal?
Because I don't like him.
Why?
Because he a bitch.
Well, damn.
Joet, you have a microphone, you have a voice. For you, it's also opportunity to speak your mind. What are your thoughts on what Shakur has to say? Do you feel it's personal as well?
Yes, definitely personal. I mean, kid got no class, disrespectful, got no morals, and I'm gonna humble him.
You are having an opportunity as well to fight for your dreams in your first world title. What does that mean to you and your family for all that you've done to get yourself to this point?
No, it means a lot. I mean, I've been dreaming of this since I was 10 years old. So the opportunity came, and I'm gonna take advantage of it.
All right. It's going to be fireworks in Reno. I hope you guys get your tickets. It is a
I'm gonna
stacked
fuck
card
him
as well.
up. I'm gonna beat his ass. I hope
We
y'all know.
cannot wait. These two cannot wait. Good thing I can, play security up here if need be during the face-off. So we're going to keep it moving. We're on a tight
That
time.
match will be held
Yes.
at the Reno Sparks Convention
Correct.
Center, October 26th. And I want to thank our friends at Golden Boy, for whom Joet Gonzalez fights, for making him available for this fight. Should be a tremendous match.
That's what it's about, promoters coming together to make the best possible fights happen, and you're seeing that up here today. Moving on, Miguel Berchelt versus Jason Sosa. Miguel, I'll start with you. You are the champion. This is title defense number 6. There was rumors about you moving up into the division. Why stay for such a tough title defense with Jason Sosa?
Es tu sexta defensa en el peso. Habían rumores de que ibas a subir a 135. Pero ¿por qué quedarte en 130 para un oponente tan difícil como Jason Sosa?
Pues bueno, primero que nada, muy buenos días. Estoy feliz de estar aquí.
First of all, good morning everybody. I'm very happy I've been here.
Y pues bueno, voy por mi sexta defensa. Jason Sosa es un gran peleador, lo respeto mucho.
This will be my 6th title defense. He's a great fighter. I respect him a lot.
Y sin duda voy a salir victorioso en este 2 de noviembre. Espero a un gran peleador y sin duda va a ser una guerra tradicional México-Puerto Rico.
He's a great fighter. This is going to be a classic war between Mexico and Puerto Rico, but I'm definitely coming out the winner.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
Gracias.
that too, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. November 2nd, it's Puerto Rico versus Mexico again. Does that rivalry mean a little bit extra to you, not only to fight against a Mexican, but to fight for another world title against Miguel Berchelt?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it means a lot versus Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It's everybody know that we bring the best fights. It's nothing. It's the truth. Mexico versus Puerto Rico brings the best fight. People love to see Mexico versus Puerto Rico. I'm very excited to fight not only Miguel Berchelt but the #1 in the world. Right. My first time around, I did it with Javi Fortuna. I believe that he was ranked #1 in the world when we were scheduled to fight, and I've taken that spotlight from him. This is my second time around, and I wanted to do it again, the right way, and I'm blessed to be here.
We're excited. That fight's going down November 2nd from the Dignity Health Sports Park. If you guys know, it's formerly the Home Depot Center, StubHub Center. It is the battleground in Southern California, and I think we're going to have another banger there come November 2nd. Wrapping up with our fighters on stage before we pose them off for photos and stuff, we have our fight November 9th from Fresno. Jamel, I'll start with you. Fresno has been great to you last time you fought there. You're fighting back again on Veterans Day weekend in Fresno. What does it mean for you for your first title defense to know that although you're not fighting at home, you're going to have so much support there?
It means everything. But I got to give a lot of thanks to that because of my Marine Corps background. I feel like anywhere I go, as we've seen so far this past year, Marines are going to come out to support. I get a lot of love out in Cali. Also, I want to give a shout out to my team out there in Cali as well. Bobby D Presents, Snoop Dogg, Uncle Snoop's Army. We're going to have something special for that night. Also want to give a shout out to my artist that I had just signed, Ray Moore, who will be singing the national anthem. So yeah, Fresno is going to be a good night of boxing.
Your opponent, Lamont, Roach Jr. Lamont, good to see you again. You two are quite familiar with each other. You've known each other for quite some time. You're former sparring partners. When you moved up to that #1 spot, that mandatory contender #1 spot, what did you think when you found out you were going to be fighting Jamel Herring for a world title?
First of all, how's everybody doing today? I kind of figured Jamel was going to beat Ito. Ito was kind of a one-trick pony. Yeah, I even told him before the fight, we with you. We know you're going to win. But at the end of the day, I knew I was going to do my part and get to where I need to be. Fighting for this world title means a lot to me, and especially knowing that it's not vacant. Taking the belt from the champion is a great accomplishment, and that's what I want to be known as.
All right. Yeah, Bob, go ahead.
Why did we pick November 9th? November 9th is the weekend before Veterans Day.
Hold up, Bob, hold up. The Marine Corps birthday comes first.
All right? Yeah.
Then Veterans Day, but it's an
All right,
important
okay. I stand corrected. The fight will be held at the baseball stadium in Fresno. We expect a huge, huge crowd. Again, I want to shout out and thank Golden Boy for making Lamont Roach available for this card. When promoters cooperate, the fans get great fights. So thank you again, Golden Boy.
Thanks to everybody in attendance. If there's no other media that would like to ask questions, we're going to pose the fighters one by one. They will be available for interviews after all the photos are taken, and we still do have a weigh-in taking place right here at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Thank you to all the fighters joining us. Good luck in training camp. Good luck in your respective fights. Bob will be there. I'll be there. Let's keep it classy up here and take some photos. Gardy, you're going to direct everybody? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm Christina Poncher. See you later.